What's up guys, Emargy is back in the game, so welcome to a new episode of the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. We just opened and emptied the locker of Miss... what was her name again? Patterson. We now have the guard list, the duty list, which we are going to give to her now.
We have found the guard duty cards, miss. If you like, I can go and discreetly give them to the guards.
Oh, thank you. You've got me out of a lot of trouble, Mr. Holmes.
Of course. Of fucking course. Everything for a pretty girl. Sup, man?
Sorry, Mr. Holmes, you can't go into the basement for the moment.
For what reason?
The door has locked itself automatically. We must enter a new security code.
Do it then.
Miss Patterson hasn't put up the guard duty list yet. Without that information, we don't know who's authorised to take note of the new code.
So Mackenzie is locked in the high security zone.
Yes, but don't worry about him. He's trained for this sort of dysfunction.
Why not ask the director to take note of the code and open the door?
He isn't allowed to, and I doubt that he would run the risk of going against the orders of the administration centre. Anyway, the bars in the high security section are joined to the alarm system, which is in that room. We only need to sound it to unblock, but you see we can't do that now.
We'll try to find the duty list, Warden James.
But we have it.
We have found Chief Warden James's duty list.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Let's see. O'Sullivan, it's you who takes over from Mackenzie. Take note of the code, please, and unblock the door.
At once, Chief. Ah, Mr. Holmes, could I ask you for a favour?
Please do.
I think I can say on behalf of all the staff that we would be honoured if you would care to write something in our guest book.
With pleasure, O'Sullivan.
That's Shieldman's pen, isn't it?
You seem worn out, O'Sullivan. A good night's sleep would do you good.
A good night's sleep would do me good. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Is something worrying you?
As you know, Westgate Prison will soon be demolished, and I'm spending most of my night studying for my exam to join the police. You understand, I have to think about my future. So sleep isn't a priority at the moment.
Scotland Yard is always looking for young, competent and motivated men. Would a letter of recommendation from me allow you to get some sleep?
What? A letter from Mr. Sherlock Holmes recommending me for Scotland Yard? Are you quite serious?
Completely serious, my young friend. May I use this writing paper, the one on your desk?
1,000 thanks, Mr. Holmes. 1,000 thanks.
It is addressed to Inspector Baines, a good friend of mine. There's no need to remind you that it must be opened only by the person to whom it is addressed.
Yes, of course. I'll give it to him personally. Thank you again, Mr. Holmes. At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes is such a nice guy.
The guards
really.
must spend long hours here.
They shall work.
See you soon, Mr. Holmes.
See you soon, whatever your name was again. So, now then.
Warden Mackenzie.
At your service, sir. So, here's your fucking pen. Well.
What do you need?
Very little. Just something to write with. You see, my brain races like a... What a torture not to be able to write them down.
That's all.
At least
Where is it?
it was called...
Wait, maybe I should... Right.
Well,
You have what you wanted. Your precious pen.
you seem annoyed, Mr. Holmes. I would even go so far as to say terribly worried.
Why should you care, Mr. Shieldman? let's talk about that poison.
I am not talking about you in the grip of natural emotions found in ordinary people who are confronted by the inexplicable. But as for Mr. Holmes, you are embarrassed, aren't you? Are you hiding something?
That is enough, Shieldman.
You have kept your word. Therefore, I will keep mine. At this moment, the poison which so interests you isn't finished yet. Its maker is encountering great difficulties in attaining the desired results.
What is the end result?
Now, Mr. Holmes, the end result of any science, as Descartes once said, to become the master and owner of nature. Here we are talking about human nature, of course. And the creator's problem isn't so much the mixture as the durability of his creation.
What do you mean?
You see, this poison was made using rare but very volatile short-living compounds, which means that it is only possible to produce small quantities, which most importantly do not keep for a long time. Conceiving such a product in a laboratory especially built for the purpose could be achieved by any good chemist. But recopying this alchemy on another scale and keeping it ready at any moment, observing the particular conservation and storing conditions that a substance of this type requires, well, that would need a genius. I doubt if the creator of this mixture would be capable.
And you would be, of course.
Of course.
Luckily, you are going to spend the rest of your life in prison.
Luck is cyclical. It always comes around again, sooner or later. As far as I am concerned, I have the feeling that the cycle is going to be very short.
Holmes, it sounds to me as though this Shieldman is implying that an escape attempt will be made.
Yes, we must go and warn the director.
Sounds like a plan to me. And where's he going to write down? He now has his pen, but I can't remember that we gave him some paper or something. He will not be able to write on the walls with his pen, I think. Oh. Oh, she's crying again. Holy shit.
It is out of the question that your bastard is named Patterson. Very well. You refuse to reveal the father to me. Well, then go and join him. I'm not stopping you.
I can't.
Director, you will have to postpone this small family reunion. We believe that a serious scheme is afoot. We must act without delay.
You're not thinking of...
Yes. Shieldman's words leave no room for doubt. It seems that he is planning an escape attempt. We strongly advise you to search his cell.
Do you really believe that he's hiding something? Because I must make an official report and have a legitimate reason for doing a search.
Director, if this prison is still in operation, it is solely because of its reputation. Think of the consequences of an escape. It would be closed at once. And what post do you imagine would be offered to the person deemed responsible?
You're right. No one will escape from Westgate under Patterson. I will order an immediate search of Mr. Shieldman's cell.
Chief Warden James reporting. The search of prisoner Hans Shieldman's cell has been carried out. No suspicious items were found.
Thank you, Chief James. I feel better now. Without wishing to offend you, Mr. Holmes, I am glad that you were mistaken.
If I'm not mistaken, we've nothing more to do here. Shall we go, Holmes?
There's just one more thing for me to see, Watson.
What's that?
Mr. Holmes, sorry to interrupt you, but Miss Jenny wishes to see you alone. She's waiting for you in her office.
This, Watson.
How did you know?
Wait for me in the guard's room. I won't be long.
What an extraordinary gentleman that Sherlock Holmes is. You must have had lots of adventures with him.
Oh, yes, dozens.
Thought he was infallible, but there wasn't anything out of the way in the rat killer's cell. Could he have been mistaken?
I must admit,
Warden Brighton, in my office immediately. That's an order.
the director seems furious.
Yes, it must be important for him to order Brighton to leave his post.
I wouldn't want to be in his shoes.
Did you hear that?
Yes, that's not normal. I've never heard Flint shout like that.
But why doesn't O'Sullivan sound the alarm?
Follow me, Mackenzie. Let's go and have a look.
I'll come with you.
No, Dr. Watson, you're not allowed in. Wait for me here.
Very well.
Hey, but the grill is blocked, Chief.
We've been locked in. And that smoke, it's coming from below. O'Sullivan! Can you hear us?
Sully, are you alive? Answer us, Sully.
What's going on? Can I help you?
Sound the alarm in the guard's room. That should unblock the door. Be quick. O'Sullivan might be in danger.
Ah, shit,
It
that's
doesn't
not
work.
good. Why doesn't it work? That is the alarm, isn't it? And we are in the guard's room.
There is nothing.
There's nothing of interest here.
There is.
Okay, where do I have to go? Entryway, cloakroom.
I must sound the.
Yeah.
I must. The door is locked, and I can hear shouting and crying. We're in the middle of some family drama, so there's no chance of them hearing me.
Why can't I
There is
sound
nothing.
the alarm?
There is nothing. There is.
Are you kidding me? What? I don't get it, to be honest.
Hey, what are you waiting?
It's impossible. It's been damaged.
Oh, okay.
I'll run and warn the director.
No, Doctor. Our priority is to save O'Sullivan. Go ahead through the visitors' corridor and see if he answers your call.
Very well.
Take the keys. They're in our room.
Okay. So, let's see. Low
No,
security
I've
level.
got nothing to.
Oh, okay. So that's not what he meant?
No,
What? I don't
No.
really know where I should go now.
no,
No. No.
no.
No.
The door is.
Are you serious?
No,
Where do I have to go? Oh, maybe now I can take this way?
locked. O'Sullivan!
Yes, I'm here. Quick, get me out of here. The Flints have escaped, and they are fighting like dogs. Help!
It's a catastrophe.
Holy shit, I don't want to... That was Shilman. That is Shilman. You can hear
Doesn't
that.
work.
Useless. This door is blocked by the timer, but not the one below. Give me the keys, quickly.
Oh, come on. That's Shilman. I'm not stupid.
I've got the keys, Doctor. Thank you.
Follow me, Watson. We must repair the alarm.
Finally. There you are, Holmes.
What did Holmes do in the meantime?
I'm going to turn on the
Oh.
system. Watson, you make sure of the contact.
I hope.
Ah. Wait. What?
I'm going to...
Ah.
Hope.
Ah, shit. Where do I have to go? What? Now I fucking get it, finally. Okay.
It works.
Perfect.
It's open. Let's go down.
Be careful. From what your colleague said, the flints are out.
We are trained for this sort of situation. And we're armed.
Come and help us, Watson.
Everything is back to normal. Thank you for your help, gentlemen.
It was a pleasure.
But where is O'Sullivan?
He's no longer here. He must have gone out through the visitor's entrance.
Yes, and he must be pleased to have gotten out of the basement.
Good. We must now check all the cells. It's the procedure in case of an alarm.
We'll come and help you.
You are evidently fond of wasting time, my dear fellow. Rejoin me at the reception when you've finished.
Come on, Shillman is gone. I'm sure of it. And O'Sullivan will be in there. Oh no.
The grate is open! This is alarming. He's fine where he is, under the cover, still.
How can he sleep with all this noise?
I'll admit it's not normal. Perhaps the smoke has poisoned him. I had better take a look.
Be careful, Doctor. He is dangerous.
It's not Shillman, I know. I mean, seriously, you heard his really bad German accent.
O'Sullivan!
It's impossible. He was with us only a few moments ago. Or else...
Or else it wasn't O'Sullivan.
My God, he's escaped! The rat killer has escaped!
That's what I'm saying the whole time! Why does nobody listen to me? Seriously! Holy shit, that's not good. Holmes, we have a problem.
I must...
Yeah, I'm standing right in front of him.
Holmes, there you are. Hans has escaped. I fear that this inquiry is a bitter defeat for us.
Not at all, my dear fellow. Quite the contrary. Follow me.
Why the devil have you brought me behind the prison?
We have an appointment, Watson.
What? With Shillman or what? Ah, there he is.
Look who is waiting for us.
Shillman! I'll go back and alert the guards.
Calm down. He's harmless.
But what is he doing here? Why hasn't he run away?
Because I asked him not to.
Are you telling me that you helped him to escape?
Quite so, as he wouldn't have been able to do so alone.
But how? And why? He's a dangerous madman. Holmes, you've made me an accomplice in this escape. You owe me some explanation.
And you will have them. But my priority for the moment is to remove our new friend to a safe place. I won't be long, but I must go alone. I'll rejoin you later. Just give me your next destination.
Very well. I suppose you know what you're doing.
How could you doubt it? Here, take the notes. They will help you when you write up the account of our visit to Westgate. So, where do I find you?
Hey, prison escape.
I thought of going to Kensington to find the bishop's nephew.
Very well. Wait for me there.
Escape from Westgate Prison. Holmes' notes regarding the way that he helped Hans Shillman to escape from prison are so extraordinary that I feel it would be better to transcribe word for word the conversation that we had afterwards regarding this matter. I felt the impatience in my friend's look, however he delayed relaying to me the details of his incredible achievement. He began by telling me about Hans Shillman's fountain pen. This is what he said. The key to the escape was actually Hans Shillman's fountain pen. I discovered a note inside Shillman's locker. I can quote it to you from memory. Whoever is smart enough to open this case should know that a couple of drops of my masterpiece are mixed together with the ink inside the pen's reservoir. If you are reading this note, it means that I am in a tight spot, so understand that my special ink will temporarily destroy the will of anyone it touches. Therefore, you have a few precious seconds during which you can shape the subject's will. If you recognize my genius, use this knowledge to get me out of the embarrassing situation that I am undoubtedly in. Shilman had left this instrument for his future escape inside a case secured by a devious combination. That way he could ensure that none of the prison staff would find it, other than a well-informed friend. Understanding this, I decided to play along with him, but with a double game of my own. I would help him to escape, but I would also keep him under control by using his own creation on him. I allowed Shilman to commence the game by giving him his pen, and then I started to advance my pawns. My first move was to persuade the director that it was necessary to search the cell. I therefore passed the ball into Shilman's court by giving him the opportunity with Warden James. He did not waste it. He coated the bars of his cell with the poisoned ink, and Warden James, whose hands were contaminated, was under his control for a few seconds. He discreetly and quite simply ordered James to give him the keys. The ball was then back in my court. Now I had to find a way of neutralizing Warden O'Sullivan, who was to be the basement guard, as we discovered when we found Miss Patterson's duty sheet. I must admit that the young warden helped me enormously by asking me to sign the prison's visitor's book. Absorbed in the tale, I went over the chronology of the events in my mind. I remarked that Holmes had already signed the visitor's book before, giving Shilman his pen. He replied in the most annoyed tone. Exactly, I anticipated it, and it was because of that I managed to get a step ahead in my game with Shilman. I was leading the race, and all the while he believed it to be the other way around. Shilman did not suspect that I had already used his poison and thought that O'Sullivan's being asleep was a godsend. He therefore was not suspicious about the letter of reference that he found inside the warden's pocket. Holmes then returned to the point at which he had broken from his tale, to point out to me the lack of pertinence to my remark. Continued. Holy shit. That's kind of long. Anyway, we're going to read this. We're going to finish reading this before ending this episode. But do not put the cart before the horse, Watson. Do let me continue. So, by merely touching the fresh ink upon the page in the visitor's book, O'Sullivan was under my control. I suggested a state of advanced drowsiness, but ordered him not to do anything immediately, just sufficient for him to be unable to resist a siesta during his guard duty. Later, after the changing of the guard, Shilman used the key to let himself out of his cell. He hit the sleeping O'Sullivan over the head and exchanged his prison uniform for the warden's. Then he created a smoke screen by using the ingredients that I had given to him: sugar from Miss Patterson's tea tray, Brighton's bicarbonate of soda, potassium nitrate from the guard's room, and sulfur from a few matches. He used the keys again to free the Flint brothers. The two ruffians leaped at each other's throats and made the very dickens of a noise. He had the diversion he needed to leave the high security area. And that is the moment where you entered the game, Watson. Thinking that you were helping O'Sullivan, you allowed Hans Shilman to open the corridor and access bars by throwing him the keys. On my side, I opened the second lot of turning the alarm on again. In light of Holmes' explanation, I began to see my actions during this episode from quite another angle. I was troubled by the way that he had used me without my having any idea at the time of the duplicity of my actions. I interrupted his monologue to refer to the guards who had not realized what was happening and who were occupied with restraining the Flint brothers. Holmes continued. Exactly. So there was now only one obstacle in front of Shilman, Warden Brighton on the reception desk at the front of the building. I interrupted him again. But it was the director who summoned him so insistently, Holmes. You won't have me believe that he was an accomplice in this escape. Of course not. Oh, I know what Holmes did. I provoked the director's rage towards Brighton. Too impatient, I could not stop myself from asking how. I discovered that Jenny Patterson and Brighton were lovers. Yeah, he told the director. I knew it. I also knew that the director did not have any idea about their affair, and that he would surely fall into a foul rage if he found out. I asked him if that was also the reason why Miss Patterson had been summoned. Yes, she knew that I had opened her locket to find the guard duty list, and so she knew that I was aware of her affair with Brighton. She wanted to make sure that I would not say anything. Well, too late. I pointed out that it had been rather unfeeling on his part to have told the director everything, reminding him of his promise to the young woman. He denied it in a somewhat hypocritical manner. I did not say anything. I simply left the lover's letter inside the urgent correspondence box in the secretary's office, knowing that they would be delivered to him a few minutes later, thereby provoking his anger. The director shouted at Brighton, who rushed off to the secretary's office. Shilman now had nothing to stand between him and the front door. Another question leapt into my mind, and not the least important one. Why did he not simply run away once he was outside? Why did he wait? I was not disappointed by my friend's answer. It is evident, my dear Watson. If he did not run away, then it was only thanks to that aforementioned step ahead of which I told you. It gave me enough time to write a letter of recommendation for O'Sullivan with the poisoned pen. It was in the pocket of the uniform, and Shilman could not resist reading it when he found it. But what was written in that letter? Not very much. Just, congratulations on your escape. Wait for me here. I gaped at him. And that is how the first and only escape from the most inviolable prison in the kingdom came to pass. A scenario which, without doubt, will prove to be the focus of police college studies for a long time to come as one of the most extraordinary escapes in the history of modern prison. Holy shit!
Arrived.
The bishop's nephew lives here?
Yes, he rents a ground floor room.
Holmes is really some kind of an evil genius. That's kind of terrifying. Well, anyway, I will end this episode here. I really hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button down below, leave me a comment, and then I will see you again in the next episode of The Testament of Sherlock Holmes.